Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Sydney. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 ways to keep selling on Poshmark when you want to give up. And by the end of this video, I want to give you some ways to kind of stay motivated and help you make some extra money. I think we can all use some extra motivation right now, so I wanted to make this video and provide you with tips on how to better your business. If you are new here, I am a Poshmark seller. I'm also the owner and founder of the Posh Boss HQ reselling Facebook group. I have been selling on Poshmark for about 5 years now. I've also sold on multiple other platforms. I was a closet consultant at PoshFest, and I make videos about making money online. So I just want to welcome you to my channel. Before we get started, I have gotten a ton of messages from people asking about my private share group and about getting a closet review for me. So if you have any questions or want information about that, definitely send me an email. It is poshbosshelp@gmail.com. That email is the best email to get in touch with me. It's the best way to get in touch with me. I do not really use like Facebook Messenger or anything like that to connect with like business inquiries. So if you have a question or anything like that, please send me an email to that email address. My email box does get pretty full, so just keep that in mind and give me some time to respond. I try to respond to all of my emails as quickly as possible. It is just it could be somebody's full-time job to respond to my emails, but definitely email me if you would like information about that or any of my training groups, or just have general questions. Okay, so let's get into the video. 5 ways to keep selling on Poshmark when you want to give up. Definitely let me know in the comments how you guys stay motivated, how you get through days when you don't really want to do anything. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. So the first thing that you need to do, my first tip for you, is to evaluate your mindset. So you don't want to go into this with a negative mindset. If you go into this at all, especially if you are just starting your reselling business, if you're going into this with a negative mindset, then you are pretty much doomed from the start. So, you know, don't be negative. You need to really approach this with a make money positive mindset. I am a firm believer in The Secret, The Power of Positive Thinking. If you've ever read that by Rhonda Byrne, if not, you need to read that book. I read that book when I was 18 years old and it completely changed my life, so definitely check it out. I will link it down below, but completely recommend reading that book to get yourself really in the right mindset of being an entrepreneur and being self-employed and making money for yourself. So like I said, you need to evaluate your mindset, because constant negative thinking is going to really impact your business and it's going to take its toll on your business. So you need to keep yourself in a positive mindset and keep yourself in a mindset that tells you that you are going to be successful with this. Every time you list something, every time you source something, you need to believe that that item will sell. And you need to be excited and you need to be really confident about what you're doing. Stop doubting yourself. I feel like that is a lot of people's problem, is they really start doubting themselves, or they start overthinking and talking themselves out of their own success. So you need to put yourself into a positive mindset and keep telling yourself that you are going to make sales, that you are going to be successful with your business. If you are not telling yourself that, nobody else will. So definitely keep that in mind when you are going into any sort of self-employed entrepreneur situation. This is definitely not a lifestyle for everyone, so you have to really be aware of your mindset and your mental health when you are going into something like this. My next tip for you is to really look at your Poshmark closet and look at the items that you have listed, and then I want you to go and I want you to find 5 new items to sell, to list in your Poshmark closet. So A lot of people, from what I've seen in doing closet reviews and working with people one-on-one, tend to list the same kind of items. And while I understand that people have kind of their personal style and things that they like sourcing better than others, you really have to expand in order to be successful with this. You cannot just sell one type of item. You have to be sourcing all different kinds of items because you have to appeal to all different kinds of people. You have to have high-end items and low-end items. You have to have jeans, pants, dresses, suits, all kinds of things to appeal to all the different people who are shopping on Poshmark and other reselling platforms, because that is going to get you the biggest amount of sales. So I challenge you to go out and to find 5 new items, whether that's, maybe you only sell women's items. Go out and find 5 men's items and list those in your closet. Take it upon yourself to learn 5 men's brands that you need to be looking for. When I first started this, I knew nothing about men's clothing. And then over time, I started seeing all these men's items at the thrift store that I felt like could be worth something. And over time, I started teaching myself brands to the point where I now prefer to source men's items over women's items. They're usually in better condition, they're usually better brands, and they usually sell for more money. So that is an example of something that I knew nothing about when I started this, and now I absolutely love sourcing men's items. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're a guy and you know nothing about women's clothing. So start taking it upon yourself to learn women's brands, especially on Poshmark. Women's clothing sells more on Poshmark. Men's clothing sells more on eBay, but on Poshmark, because for so long Poshmark was a women's app, the women's clothing is going to sell faster on Poshmark. Now, that's not to say that men's clothing does not sell on Poshmark, because it absolutely does, and it will usually sell for higher price points on eBay, but you have to appeal to both audiences. You also want to have a few kids items. Kids items are not something that I normally source regularly just because the price point is not as high. But when I find a quality kids item, I will pick it up to add it to my closet, just so that my closet is present in that market. The more markets you are present in on Poshmark, the more people are going to see your closet, and that is going to bring more traffic to your closet. Especially if you have moms who are looking for items for their kids, they can come to your closet and they can buy items for their kids, items for themselves, items for their husbands. That's why you want to be present in all of the markets on Poshmark, especially now since they introduced the home market. That opens up an entire new world of possibilities in terms of what you're listing on Poshmark. So if home goods are not something that you normally source, start looking through your thrift stores and just finding cheap items here and there to pick up and see what sells for you. A lot of this is a giant experiment. That's a lot of how I like to look at it. If I'm picking up a new item that I don't normally sell, I look at it as an experiment. And if I get the item and it doesn't sell, then I don't have to pick up that item again. But you have to really get yourself into an open mind and be open to sourcing new items, because that is how you're going to grow your business. My next tip for you is to research and educate yourself. You never want to stop learning ways to make your business better. You never want to stop learning new brands. You never want to stop learning new strategies. I've spent the past 5 years trying to figure out not just items to sell, but also how to sell them, how to price them, how to list them that appeals to buyers in terms of my photos and my listings. What is going to make these items sell? What in terms of my photos is going to make a customer trust me as a seller? I go through all of that in my Take Back Your Business pricing course. I will link that down below if you're interested in that. But I have spent so long trying to figure out strategies to appeal to different customers and how my photos can appeal to different customers. I worked in retail for over 10 years and I did a lot of visual merchandising in my time with retail while I was in college. So, I know a lot about visual merchandising. And in a store, you have like a window display where you can you know, do that, and you have mannequins and you can display clothing and people can look at them and they can touch the clothing, and that's how you sell things in a brick and mortar setting. But on, you know, places like Poshmark and eBay, you literally get one photo. That one cover shot is what is going to draw in your customer, so you have to be putting in efforts in that. So constantly be educating yourself and constantly, you know, be open to letting your business evolve in terms of letting it be able to grow and learning new ways to grow your business and attract more customers. My next tip for you is to cross-post items onto different selling platforms. Do not be afraid to try different platforms. You know, the main ones, eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Etsy. Those are the ones that I tend to stick with just because they have the most traffic to them. You know, teach yourself a new platform. Cross-post items. Learn what, you know, will sell for you on different platforms. If you have a lot of vintage stuff, you have handmade stuff, that could absolutely go on Etsy. Like I said earlier, men's clothing tends to sell better on eBay. Mercari is kind of just a free-for-all. There's not really any rhyme or reason that I've found to Mercari, but it is an easy platform to list on, much like Poshmark. So that's potentially an additional stream of income for you. So don't be afraid to branch out to more platforms. If you need help learning what to cross-post on each platform and what I have seen success with, I have an entire cross-posting course that I will link down below for you if that is something that you are interested in growing your business. Cross-posting your items onto different platforms is going to get them seen by exponentially more people. You are already at an advantage being online, but the more online platforms that you can get on, the higher your chances are going to be of making a sale. So, you know, don't rule out platforms. By no means is everything going to sell on every platform, but, you know, again, treat it like an experiment and figure out what works for you. My next tip for you is going to be to network with other sellers. Finding people that you can talk to during the day, that you can, you know, have conversations with about your business. It's gonna keep you more motivated if you are talking with other people versus if you are just cooped up in your house by yourself, not really talking to anybody. That's a really quick way to unmotivate yourself if you know, don't have any people who have like-minded interests that you have. So definitely network with other sellers. You can join my Facebook group. I'll link it down below. It's called Posh Boss HQ. You can, you know, participate in the discussions in there. Just, you know, try to just do things to constantly keep your mind working and constantly keep yourself inspired. Watch YouTube videos, get on Instagram, use social media, and, you know, there's a really great way to use social media in order to keep yourself motivated and inspired. You can get on Pinterest, you can get on Instagram, you can, you know, follow other sellers on YouTube and Facebook, and just, you know, keeping in touch with people and feeling connected with people is going to be a huge part of your success in business, just because that will keep you inspired and that will keep you motivated to work more and to better your business when you see what other people are doing. Okay, so that's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.